Hi guys, I'm Lovely Peaches. Welcome to my channel. Please leave a like, a subscribe. My Snapchat is PLovesYou2, PLOVESYA, and the number 2, PLovesYou2. That is my Snapchat. Today I want to speak on the best show in the whole entire world, and it's also my favorite show, Charmed. I just want to give a little background for people who are kind of curious on some things. And if you want to maybe go to Google or Safari, whatever, and do some research on your own, I highly recommend that. I already done research myself, and I don't give false facts when I speak on Charmed. So if you want to look up anything I'm saying to clarify it, that's perfectly fine. But I'm telling you, I don't give false information on Charmed. If I don't know what I'm saying, then I just won't say it because I don't want anybody to be misled. I just want to give you some history on the background of Charmed and how it came to be. Actually did a video like this before, but it was on my old YouTube channel, and this is my new one, so please leave a subscribe. So as we all know, Costas M. Burgess is the creator of the masterpiece, Charmed. Charmed is the best show in the whole entire world, and that's just a plain fact. I didn't need to do research to say that. Okay, period. Charmed is the best show in the whole entire world. There's no show that can even come close to competing with it. Charmed came out in 1998. It ended in 2006. It was rebooted in 2018. I'm gonna get into some things. We're gonna get into some things. As the queen of rap says, Nicki Minaj. She be like, we gonna get into some things. But we gonna get into some things. Okay? So, I'm gonna start off with Constance. Constance, if you're kind of curious on to how Charmed came about, we all know it was written by the Queen Constance M. Burge. Constance wrote Charmed based off of her own experiences and her childhood. One thing I just want to say, I want to give some of my personal input. I really like Charmed because I'm an only child. And as an only child, if I did have siblings, that is definitely what I'm pointing at the TV because it's on the screen right now. I have it on pause, so you guys can hear me talk. But this is what I would want. Like, the way they're just so close. And to be honest, if Constance M. Burge wrote this about her experiences growing up, she sure had a hell of a life. Like, period, Constance. Period, Constance. Period. Like, sis, I wish I could have grew up with you. Seriously. I wish I could have been Constance's neighbor or something like that. Okay? Because her and her sisters, we would have had a good time. Like, we would have went out to the mall, shopping, all that. Because I love their vibe. Of course, I had to get their trust first, because as the Charmed ones, they gotta trust you. But anyways, let's get back on topic. So, Constance, she wrote it based off of her own experiences with her childhood. In case you're curious, because I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, which sister did Constance M. Burge write herself based off of? Like, what sister is her? What sister is Constance? In case you're wondering, and this might come as a shock, because I was actually shocked myself. I was thinking to myself, if Constance was to write about her own experiences, because when I did the research on it, I actually researched this about maybe 2 years ago. I have spoke on it before, like I said. The channel was deleted, and I never really got into full detail. But I was thinking to myself, if Constance M. Burge was to write this, and that's when I was half through researching, if Constance M. Burge was to write this based off her and her sisters, I was thinking to myself that she would be Prue. We all would be thinking that, right? Because Prue was the strongest. She got the most attention. She was the lead. She was the lead. Let's just be real. Prue was the lead person. We all know this. Excuse me, my leg is hurting, and I have the camera propped on my leg. I ain't feel like sitting at the desk. I just wanted to, once again, to some things, and I got back problems. So If I would have said it, I would have sat there. I wouldn't have been able to talk as long and say what I want to say. Okay, so I'm getting lazy. I'm doing this video from my bed, comfortable. Deal with it, okay? Plus, I feel like it's more personal. But you like, just like I'm in my bed, comfortable, and we having a conversation. So, anyways, you would think that Prue was Constance and Burge because of how highly we all have a high respect for Prue, honestly. And you would think that she wrote the character Prue based off of herself. You would think she's praising herself. But no. Constance wrote herself as, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think words to word it. She wrote herself as Phoebe Halliwell, the youngest and the immature one. That's crazy. I laughed so hard when I found out that she wrote herself based off of Phoebe. She was the youngest growing up, and she wrote herself in that perspective. And she also spoke on how she has a big amount of respect to her older sister, who's Prue, obviously, on the show. And Prue was written in the image of her big sister. And if you ask me, Constance really loves her big sister, because if you ever notice, Prue gets the most praise. She wrote her character to be the strongest, the most likable. She got a lot of praise, very highly respected, very mature. Not only was she mature, but she knew how to have fun. So Prue was definitely written to be in the eyes, to be praised in the eyes of everyone. So that's how Constance really looked up to her big sister. If Prue was really written about her big sister, I would love to meet her big sister, because if her sister had that personality, I would really love to be friends with her, because Prue is she has to be fun to be around. But I do want to get into a few things. I'm thirsty. Fuck, I just got my juice. I do want to get into a few things. As you know, throughout the series, in season 4, that's when Prue passed away, and basically when Constance stopped being on the show, stopped being involved in it, and that's when Paige came. And my point of going here is because if you notice, since Prue passed away, Piper became the middle sister. She became the oldest. And my point of saying this is because I know that she wanted Piper to kind of be like Prue and kind of be like, the most maturest. She became the big sister, obviously. But my point of saying that is, I like Piper. I love Piper. Like, seriously. Like, I look at all 4 of them as family. But the passive aggressiveness, like, Piper became really aggressive and rude. And don't come for me, y'all, because I'm the biggest Charm stan. But that doesn't mean I'm not going to give my opinion on Piper and her attitude. Like, Piper's attitude, like, she just became so aggressive, like, and I know that they wanted to make her like Prue, but they failed horribly if that's what they wanted to do. Because Prue, not only was Prue's glory also owned to not only Constance, but Shannon Dorothy, because she played that character, and she played it real good. Shannon Dorothy is a fucking legend. I'm sure y'all already know that. So she played Prue Halliwell. So mostly that has something to do with her and her very, very good acting. And I know that, and Holly, she's honestly my favorite in real life, Holly Mary Combs, who plays Piper, and she's super talented as well. But her character just got way too aggressive and not like Prue, because Prue was aggressive and mature, but she was also likable, if you get what I'm saying. She knew how to have fun, and she had that mixed personality, mature, and fun. So Piper, she had the mature part, but they kind of missed her with that fun part. You know what I'm saying? Like, which I'm saying I totally understand how she became that way, but basically I'm just saying she's no Prue. Just saying. Like I said, I love all four of them equally. I look at them as family. I love them with all my heart. I'm just giving my opinion on how they kind of failed with making Piper like Prue. Like you can't beat Prue. And I hate when people compare the new character Paige, played by Rose McGowan. I hate when they try to compare her to Shannon Dorothy Prue. Like obviously, Prue was the most powerful. She was the oldest. Prue was the oldest. Paige is the youngest because she was the youngest sister after Phoebe. So Prue was the oldest. So why y'all trying to compare their powers and how they fight? I'll never understand, because the oldest is going to be the strongest. So of course Prue was the stronger fighter. Now it's also kind of a debate because Paige, out of the duo, Paige has the most powers out of all of them because of her being mixed. She's half witch, half white lighter. So because of the fact that she's mixed, she has all these powers. So she has way more powers than the other three. And even with all those powers, she's still not the most powerful. I find that freaking hilarious. And she has all these powers. She has the most powers and still not the most powerful. And it's basically because she don't know how to work them like that. Like she's not that good of a fighter. But yeah, Prue is the most powerful. I don't understand why fans try to compare them, because we already know that Prue is the best. That's trying to compare Nikki with other female artists. Just saying. That's trying to compare Nikki to other female artists. We already know she's the best, so why try to even do that? You're just making the other person look bad, because we already know who the motherfucking queen is. Okay? I'm just using some theories that y'all can relate to. So I hate when people try to compare people and you already know who won. Okay? So basically that's what happened there. And if you want some background on that, you can also do some research on that, on why Shannon Dorothy left the show. I'm going to give you a few reasons why. As you know, Andy, played by T. King, whatever his name was, he left in season 1, so I don't really know him that well, to be honest, because he left in season 1. Which also kind of brings me, there's so many topics. It also kind of brings me into the subject of the Charmed reboot. And since I don't want to get off of my train of thought, I'm just going to go there because I don't want to forget it. So, as you know, a reboot of Charmed came out recently in 2018. I'm filming this October 27th, 2019. Wow. Time sure flies. It flies by really fast. Wow. Anyways, I really want to talk about how the Charmed reboot and how they kind of now I know a lot of Charmed fans are kind of fond of the reboot, and it's understandable, and I won't give my input on that because, hey, to each his own, and to every fan his own, and I respect every Charmed fan. And I do want to say that they have basically recreated it and basically doing the same thing over again, because Prue, who is now, they're basically reborn into new sisters, and their names were changed. And Prue, who is now, what's her name? The new one. It's about the reboot now. So, who's the oldest? Maggie, right? Maggie. No, that's the youngest. Macy, she's the oldest. Y'all, I've only seen the reboot. Currently, there's only one season of it, and it just came back on with the season 2. So I only seen that they only have one season so far because it's new, and of the reboot. And I've only seen the reboot 3 times so far. I've only watched all the episodes 3 times so far. So that's not that much, to be honest. It's really not. So I can't give you that much background on the reboot. And to be honest, I don't want to. I don't know much about it yet. And it's still kind of growing on me. So forgive me. That's basically what I want to say. Forgive me if I can't, be like that, like the way I am with the original. So we have the oldest, who is Macy Vaughn, and she's basically the new Prue. And you know how Prue's boyfriend passed away in season 1. Now they got me good because I was not expecting them to do this. So Prue's boyfriend passed away in season 1. Andy, who was played by King. And in the reboot, we have Macy's boyfriend who passed away in season 1. Yeah, I bet you other Charmed fans didn't catch on to that. Did you? Did you catch on to that? That Prue's boyfriend died in season 1, and the new Prue, her boyfriend died in season 1. So that's funny. But I like that. I really like that. I really like the respect and the dedication, and just, I really like that. I really, really like that. Being inspired. So I really like that. Good job. And you got us. You got us. We didn't see that coming. We didn't. If you're saying you saw it coming, you're lying. Whew. You got us good. You got us really good. Applaud yourself. Applaud yourself. Wait. Round of applause. Anyways, y'all, I just wanted to bring that up. And in case y'all didn't get some of the other references that were in the reboot, they also said P3 when they was looking for what floor to go on. You always gotta watch. Like, they also said P3 was also a reference to the original. And so far, only one character has crossed over from the original to the reboot, in case a lot of y'all didn't know that. Gotta do your research, hun. Gotta do your motherfucking research. Okay? So, in case you didn't know, one character from The Charmed, and I'm pointing at the TV because it's on my TV, one of the characters from the original, only one so far, has crossed over to the reboot. And in case you're wondering who, Brody's mother. Paige's ex-boyfriend, Brody's mother, who was basically irrelevant anyways, because like she was on the screen for maybe 10 minutes and then we never seen her again. So still, it's something. It counts for something. Okay? Round of applause to her, being smart, and also helping a lot of fans have some kind of, reason to be understanding and kind of watch it. But yeah, Brody's mother was in the Charmed reboot. She's actually one of the elders, I believe. And if you don't believe me, do some research. But it's true. Do some research. It's true. So, anyways, I really like that. I also like how we already knew this, honestly. We can't say they got us on this one because we already knew that one of the sisters was going to fall for the White Lighter. Okay, so we're kind of waiting for Macy and Harry to start dating because we already see it coming. We already know this. And they belong together, period. So that's basically going to be our Piper and Leo closure, because we already know we want that back. So that's basically going to be the Piper and Leo situation that we're waiting for. So I also want to say that I like how the reboot got rid of the elders quicker, because the elders were a real burden. So I'll applaud them on that. Anyways, I really miss Prue. Like, seriously. Like, um, so basically, I just really want to do a little background with y'all on why Constance wrote Charmed. And she wrote it based off of her childhood. And I have to admire that. And she ain't talked too much about the middle sister, which kind of happens a lot for middle siblings, don't it? I also come to the theory that Constance and her oldest sister were very, very close. A lot. Constance and Constance and her oldest sister. I come to the theory that they were actually kind of closer than Constance was with her middle sister, and that's because of on the show